This guy can do it all. He can play, he can write, he can sing. He's got a charismatic stage presence. He's been incredibly generous with us this week. Please welcome John Mayer.
Hello, how are you? My name is John Mayer. I was a student at Berklee College of Music for 2 semesters. I was on the unaccredited John Mayer 2-semester plan, which I completed. And I sort of want to tell you a little bit about it so that we can all sort of be on the same level, so you're not staring at what you think you're staring at, you can stare at who I really am. I went for 2 semesters in fall of '97 and the spring of '98, and they were 2 very different semesters. The first semester, I wanted to be a guitar player. I wanted to be the best guitar player I could possibly be. I wanted to win guitar playing competitions. I wanted there to be a crown, and I wanted to wear it. I wanted to be the best guitar player, the best instrumentalist. I just wanted to be the best. And it was an interesting semester because I never felt like I connected with anything or anybody because I just wanted to be the best. It was an expectation that's so broad it is indefinable and therefore unreachable. And I had one too many clinic naps. I think I was sitting right around there and I fell asleep. You ever fall asleep during a clinic? You ever have that little 5-minute clinic doze off? Then you're up. And there were great players I was falling asleep in the middle of. I shouldn't have been falling asleep. And I really had the question mark of, well, what am I going to do? What does this add up to? What is all this information adding up to? And I went home for the Christmas break and questioned everything. I looked back at everything. I went, do I want to be a guitar? Why is that not clicking in? And I just went back to the pop side of things. I went back to songs. And I had these 2 or 3 records that I lived with. One of them was Radiohead OK Computer. And I just fell in love with that record. Fell in love with that record. And I fell in love with Ben Folds 5, Whatever and Ever, Amen. And I also fell in love with, that Erykah Badu Live record, which you all know from Ensemble. And I went, well, this is what I want to do. I want to be listenable. I want to play music that people want to listen to. And it became my mission statement at that point to go back to Berklee and be the musician at Berklee because I couldn't win this indefinable race. So I said, at the end of the day, I just want to be seated on my bed and I want 3 or 4 people around me at the end of their day after having heard so many notes and taken so many naps in the middle of playing. I just want to be listenable. And when you are listenable, there is no race. There's no first place, second place, third place. You're just listenable. And this is where it takes me into songwriting. The first era of my songwriting began in January or February of my 2nd semester. And I can't say that I went to class as much as I should have, but there was something happening. There was this definition of myself, of my identity. All of a sudden, I found this perfect balance with Berklee. Here's the information coming in, and here's the inspiration going out. And this is the title of my clinic. I want to call it Inspiration Information. It's not just the title of a great Shuggy Otis tune. It is the perfect way to delineate how Berklee is right for you, how Berklee can work. Because a lot of people ask me all the time, should I go? I'm thinking about going, should I go? Was it good for you? Well, I don't know if you should go. Asking if you should go to Berklee, if it's right for you, is like asking, what can I do with a big 18-wheeler semi-truck full of lumber? You can do a lot of things with it. Do a lot of things with it. What do you want to build, man? What are you thinking about coming up with? And that's what the information is. Right now, you're just getting inundated. The information truck is backing up by your docking bay. Eep, eep, minor 4, flat 6, eep, eep, eep. And your hardest job here, because it's also amongst a lot of other people who are trying to do the same thing you're doing, your hardest job is to convert that information into your inspiration. And that's something that nobody can tell you how to do. And the reason that there's a science to music or a science to art is because you can't communicate to somebody in art to tell them how to be artistic. You can't just go, blue, purple, red, green, jealousy. Can't do it. Doesn't sound like anything. You need to communicate it. So, what has to happen? You have to convert music into a science so that you can transmit it. So we give chords names and numbers and chord progressions, and we call it the Nashville numbers, and we have charts, and we have ear training, and we have notation and all these things, so that it can go back into your head and you can convert it back into inspiration. And that's what you really have to do. And that's what I did my second semester and really found a way to make it click very quickly. I wrote a song called Victoria. I wrote a song called Love Soon, Man on the Side, Sucker. I wrote a song called Comfortable. And I wrote it, let's see where we're facing, 737 150 Mass Ave in my dorm room. I wrote it, recorded it, mixed it, all that stuff in the dorm room. Because I finally found an outlet for all that information, and it's songwriting. So if you're a songwriter, you're learning a lot of information. You know how to go, 1, I'm singing over my 1, 4, I'm singing over my 4 minor, 1. All right, that's information. That's just information, you know? When you start writing from information, it doesn't work out. You have to convert that information into inspiration. I know that when I go to this chord, it makes me feel like that and takes me back to that place. It's even great that you're in Boston. So you get the information at Berklee and the inspiration on Newberry Street. Just walk all the way down Newberry Street. A lot of you guys are writing songs right now that are about other things. They're about, I want to write a song about knights in shining armor. I want to write a song about the days of yore and kings and medieval. And that's cool for an exercise, but when it comes down to actually writing a song, what connects with people is you connecting with yourself. So we're in October right now. So you're still in the honeymoon period with being at Berklee. But within the next 2 weeks, I'm excited to find out who on a Sunday night in the middle of the night gets up and goes, "Where the fuck am I?" and just starts walking. Just starts walking. And when you do that, you may not have done it yet, but when you finally go, "What the hell? I'm in Boston. I'm in Boston. Where's home? Now we're talking about songwriting. Now we're talking about songwriting. Now we're talking about taking the information, taking Pat Patterson's lyric writing class, who can teach you the information, and converting that into inspiration. And you can go anywhere from, and the truth is, I miss you. That's what, listen, Pat Patterson and I both will tell you, that's great. You don't need to talk about, and the truth is, like a knight in shining armor on a white stallion running across the plains, and you don't have to. But you could, because you have the information. And this goes for guitar players. This goes for singers.